Well, morning from inside the bivvy. I don't think we're going to be doing much videoing outside the bivvy at all today, really. It's going to be wet, damp, etc. Now, rumour has it we might get some sunshine and it might be just sort of showers later on. So hopefully that'll be the case and I can sort of get out there and do stuff. I need to top up the swim, I must admit. A few bits more bait. Other than the bream activity, that is it for me last night. Nothing, not a beat, squeak or anything really. Slept really well. Always do on a full moon. Best nights to fish as far as I'm concerned if you want a good night's sleep. I just don't seem to catch anything. But I am sitting here and swim very happy with. And I've got the next 2 nights where it's not so sort of, I won't say not so full moony, but obviously it is, but it's sort of past its peak now. That was last night. It's a waning gibbous, I think, I don't know what you say, from the next 2 nights. So I'll just have to sort of see how we go, really. I'm hoping that when the rain dies down, that one of these rods might actually rattle off. They do like day takes in here, and I'm hoping they're sort of getting around on the munch and things. If not, I'm going to have to sort of really rethink my plan of action for this lake, or this swim really. It's a funny one. It was one of the most popular swims to fish, and it just sort of completely gone out of it, and I'd be interested to see if that's the sort of the theme of things, to be perfectly honest with you. But this swim is not the one to be in. It wasn't really my first choice of swim. The first choice of swim I knew had gone before I even got here about 2 days ago. The second choice of swim I probably lost out. There was the day angler in there. I could have done exactly what the other guy did. Just sort of dumped my bivvy in there and gone and played around somewhere and then come back. I didn't do that, so I just have to see where we go. Right, so I'll put a little bit of thought into this and yeah, get back to you on and off during the rainstorm things. Well, it's not really strong. It's strong southwesterly, but it doesn't seem like me. There's not a great deal of wind, is there really? So, interesting. I'll have a Google of that as well and see what we can find. Rightio. Well, I've looked at the weather now, boys and girls, and yeah, we sort of do pretty much have this throughout the day. It's not going to be super heavy as I thought in the past. We might get a little bit looking at the rain radar, but we are going to get rain pretty much on and off all day until about 4 o'clock. So I've got the chance to top up my swims at 4 o'clock this afternoon, which is quite good. So I've knocked the camera in, which is good. I want to put a lot out. I just want to sort of put a little bit more bait out there, top everything up. You never know what's occurred. We've all seen these water videos from Corda, and yeah, you can get cleaned out without even getting a bleep. So I'll be careful. But yeah, we shall see. We shall see where we sort of go. I've got a grebe going by. I might try and get some footage of him. He's sort of quite successful at catching fish at the moment. I haven't seen the kingfisher this morning, I must admit. I think I might have heard him whizzing around somewhere. No, but yeah, I think there's a chance today when it's sort of overcast and like this that one of them will go off, to be honest with you. But moving rods and putting them in different places, I'm not going to do. I'm going to just sort of hold it out. I've still got to work out whether I'm going to sort of put fresh baits on or sort of change them slightly. Don't know yet. Just going to have to put a bit of thought into that. What I actually sort of do. I always sort of the last weekend I left with the 48 hours, and you know, it produced, didn't it? So it'd be interesting to test that theory out again. But what I might do is just like test it out on one rod, rather than both rods this time. Just sort of see if there is a comparison. Which also means that if it does occur, which I think what I'll probably do is replace the left-hand rod bait tonight, but leave the right-hand rod out. So if I get a take on the right-hand rod, I shall leave the left-hand rod out. Hopefully I can get another fish on that, so it's sort of having it both get the 24 hours in the water. Interesting to see. Gotta play around with these things and see realistically. But yeah, you know, I feel the conditions today are looking good. Haven't seen any fishy signs out there at the moment at all. I've been looking out the door for several hours now, and nothing seems to have sort of occurred. I'm gonna get the kettle on again in a little while. Be mindful of drinking too much coffee on days like today. You end up going outside too much and getting soaking wet. And edit the video and see where we go from there. Really, I'll be watching a bit of stuff on my phone, or reading my book. Don't know yet. We'll just have to see. I was reading my book. I'll just get sucked into it and don't look out the window. Not too bad with watching stuff. I can just sort of listen, which is not listen and look out the window. So I quite like the podcasts. I can listen and just keep looking out realistically. Yeah, same with sort of watching things. I can do the same. But reading a book, you've got to keep your eyes on the book, haven't you? So yeah, I think I've sort of read less than I used to have done in the past. I've been noticing the sort of area in front of me was must be a weed bed out there, so I might have to put a lead out there and just see where that sort of weed bed goes. There's supposed to be a southeasterly wind at one point. Hopefully that is the case. And yeah, if so, I'm going to if I can drift that deeper around out there, which I think would be quite good. Get out that far to across that weed bed. It'll be interesting to see where it ends and starts. Interesting area to fish as well. Right, I'm going to crack on and get that brew on, and yeah, see how the day goes. Really, rightio. Wow, well, we've finally had a break in the rain. Actually, it's the first time it's actually sort of managed to get out and stretch my legs, and just seen a carp. Well, leaning over the guy in the swims next door spot. I reckon he's probably sitting in his bivvy doorway, looking at that, thinking it's going to rattle off in a minute. Now, why they don't move along that line to me, I've got no idea, but they don't seem to be. I think he's actually cutting them off from me at the moment. There goes another one over his baited area. So it's interesting to see they're actually waking up, though, I must admit. That is good. The carp are waking up over the now the rain has stopped, which is interesting, but oh well, lucky man he is, I must say. But there we go. I only hope they just carry on, you know, some just carry on through and get down on my spot and pick up things from there. Will be good. You never know, do you? You never know. The first fish I've seen, the problem is I can't, I'm sitting in there, on the chair in there. The only view I get is sort of not round that corner. I have to come and sort of stand right down to actually see them doing that. So they could have been doing that for a long time. Don't know. The wind now appears to be blowing sort of south-southeast or something like that. I want to get the deeper out and drift it out over there, to be honest with you, but it's a bit risky at the moment, I think, because the rain is due to sort of continue until 4ish, realistically. I might check in a little while and see if there's any signs of it actually sort of abating, but the last time I checked, it's just there is a little tiny gap about now, and I mean a tiny gap, literally, you know, only 15 minutes, something like that. So it's nice to get out and wander around and have a look about, but yeah, stretch my legs and things. So yeah, I don't go too far. Just it's nice just to wander around, look about. It's ground soaking wet, so I keep my feet reasonably dry and I'm not getting cold feet. I'm like cold feet person that I am. So I just wander up the path here and have a look. So yeah, no, it's good. So stretching your legs is a bonus, really. You can just have a look around and just hope and pray, really. One of the other members rang me up this morning. He had a nice fish last night, so that's quite good. We've been here since Monday, so he's off tomorrow night. Late afternoon. I missed a traffic rush. He travels quite a long distance, really, which is why he does sort of like 5 nights at a time. So yeah, it's nice to get out. There is supposed to be a sort of clear skies and sunshine at some point, so I don't think it's gone too far. This weather will be raining again. So it's nice to get out, wander around, stand up, and yeah, enjoy, really. Certainly is. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. So we shall see. I'm still debating what to do with these rods at the moment. I think I've got enough bait in my bucket to top the swims up before having to go back to the car. If not, I might just have to reel in, go back to the car and mix a load more stuff up, really. Have to see. I do have my 20mm with throwing sticks, so I don't really want to reel both rods in, so I'll just have to see where we go, really. Sometimes I wish I'd bring it all to be bivvy, other times I don't. This time I wish I had brought it all. Last time, well, I brought it all and was, see, not very far away from the car. This time I'm a bit away from the car, so that rod down there, a bit iffy. The rod out in open water, I'll get back. Not worrying too much about it, but that margin rod, I've got to take note, really. But yeah, it's nice. It's slightly, it's warmer than it was, so I have to see where we go. I might fiddle around with the hook baits tonight. I don't know. Just sort of tweak something just to see if I can produce a bite. One rod, and yeah, see what we do, really. It's nice to sit and look at this view all the time, to be fair, or realistically, wouldn't it? But yeah. Anyway, right. Fingers crossed. I'm not doing anything until later on this afternoon. This is definite. I just want to leave these fish to, after the rain's finished, they might feed. So that's what I have to do. Give it an hour after the rain's finished. Whether this is the end of it or it's the end of it at 4 o'clock. I do the same things realistically. So I don't need a lot of bait to top up the swims. I don't want to sort of spook it too much for the night. A few spoms and then wait for dusk and then stick out some boilies again. That's where I'm sort of thinking of going at the moment. Sort of plan. We shall see. Right. Let's get back to the comfort of my chair and the walk to my bivvy. Well, I'm on my third bream now of my trip. It's sort of clearly got a good area going for bream. I just like to think that the carp would move in, so I've got to shuffle around. I think the carp would move in, but clearly they're not gonna do that, so there's not a lot we can do, really. I had one this time yesterday. I had one 2 or 3 hours ago, maybe a bit more than that, and I've just had another one now, so I have topped the swim up. So what I've done is the right hand rod, I've left that now, so it's going to sort of sit out there for another 24 hours. and maybe see whether it's sort of like the bait sitting out there makes a lot of difference to what I catch. Preferably the bigger fish. That's what I'm thinking of. They're the ones I'm sort of really trying to sort of target and take it from there, really. So yeah, 3 beam bream on the range rod. So they seem to be on that area. It's a good area to feed. They're feeding on it. They're picking up the baits. They're picking up the boilies. They're, obviously picking up the particles. I just need them carp to sort of move in and do a bit of hoovering. They could well be. I'm just picking up the bream. You just said, we've all seen the underwater video, so I'm only sort of going on what I'm catching. It doesn't mean the carp aren't out there and the carp aren't feeding. So we've just got to sort of truck on realistically and see where we go. So we're forever hopeful. So yeah, I'm gonna leave the right hand rod out there for till tomorrow morning. I never caught a fish down there during the day, so I'm tempted to stick sort of either both rods on the bream spot, or actually go a little bit longer. Because I've noticed sort of there's a back of a weed bed I might be able to get to, and I just need to use the braid rod and get it out there and just sort of check what it's like, and that could be could be worth looking at. It's a shame I wasn't really better positioned today, because I think it's the start of the Bournemouth Air Show, and the red arrows are sort of flying around in the distance. I could have got some good footage really, but trees kept getting in the way and things like that. So if it was winter, it'd have been a lot better. But no, I sort of go at the bank and round the corner a little bit and have a look and see what they were. Huge roaring of engines. What on earth was going on? I noticed the sort of smoke in the sky, and it was coloured. So yeah, I watched them for a little bit. That was quite good. So I don't know what else is going to be there. I think that goes on sort of Thursday night, Friday night. So there'll be something going on again tomorrow evening. So I might be a little bit more prepared for that, and not still catching bream. I might just reel in and avoid the bream catching time, and sit a little bit further on, watch them. But probably not, because you never know. That could be when it's a carp's turn to pick up your bait. You just don't know, do you? Gotta try these things. But yeah, that's not too bad. Right, let me just flip you around and I'll sort of show you what it looks like out there at the moment. It's not looking too bad, really. Here we go. Yeah, see, there you go. It's not looking too bad. Just zap it off that a little bit and it'll work a little bit better if I can. No, I can't. Right, I'm gonna stop it. Well, as you saw earlier, I was doing it from the bivvy anyway. I gave up with whatever I was trying to do. Yeah, it's a sort of pleasant evening. I should have done it earlier to see the sort of purple sky. It was sort of the vapor trails drifted across. It was a sort of awesome sunset, realistically. Occasionally I hear the odd sort of plane in the distance, but I think the red arrows have got a wider turning circle to get themselves adjusted to the next formation. So usually see them, don't normally see much. Occasionally get the odd random thing fly over here, so never know, might get something tomorrow. But yeah, it's looking good. The wind's now from the south. It's going to do a little bit of southwest, but it's going to do a complete 360 in the next 24 hours. All over the place. As far as I'm aware, the rain has gone. The pressure is sort of slowly increasing a little bit more. I think by Sunday it's 10:27. So it was sort of 10:03 when we started. So sort of gradual. Then the sun just goes boom up. The latter part of the week. So we shall see, really. Yeah, I've seen a few fish top to my right. Not really in my water, but it's sort of in between my water and the guy next door. Oh, yeah, sorry, it's not that late and I'm yawning already. There we go. I had a pretty reasonable night, I thought, but we shall see, really. Yeah, so we've not really tweaked anything. I haven't changed any hook baits, still the same hook baits. Haven't changed any spots. There's 2 nights in the same, and if it's doesn't really change. I wouldn't be thinking out on them tomorrow. And so one of them's thinking sort of, you know, go long range, a little bit further out, single hook bait, you know, not worry too much about the how much bait goes out there. I should be able to get a sort of, if I can get 4 spombs out there on target, that'll do me. And just sort of take it from there. Still, what we got on here, 6 of us fishing tonight, so it's not sort of too bad. Everyone's pretty well spread out. So yeah, there's a you know, good chance, realistically, really good chance of you know, something occurring. I know I said that yesterday, but there always a good chance. When there's not a good chance, I won't be here, I must admit. So I normally sort of shuffle off home a day early. God, I'm yawning my head off. Right, before I carry on yawning too much and put everyone else to sleep and make you lot yawn, I'm off, and I shall catch up with you in the hopefully in the wee hours. It should be quite good, wouldn't it? Left hand rod finally went off. God dear, it's a spawn bound up, crikey. Thought they got rid of all their spawn, but clearly not. I'm not going to muck around with this one. I'm going to get it back as quick as possible, weigh it, get it back out there. Rightio. Wow, good morning. I was sort of expecting, sorry, I'm just adjusting my thing still, rubbish night. Still not got the angle of that land right. Nice. And the pile of roll just tips over there. Look at my rod chip down there. That's terrible, that is, unbelievable. But you can't see that. Yeah, right, you can. But anyway. Yeah, I was expecting sunshine this morning. Checked the forecast last night, 7 o'clock this morning. Sunshine. I've just spent the last, hour and a bit listening to the rain. Well, not really, I've been sleeping and dozing, to be fair, but that's what it's been about. Blooming rain. Amazing, really. But anyway, I had a result last night when I haven't blanked. Got 1 fish, so now I've got to move on to the second one now. I've got to put a little bit of thought into what I actually do today. That fish came in with a humongous ball of weed. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But I've got to do something about that rod before I carry on talking. Right, I'm back after that. I just can't look at that. It's just ridiculous. I might even need a drink as well. Drink the fizz. Yeah, hang on a minute. Excuse me, teens, I do this live in the moment. No editing, no sort of thinking about what I'm going to say. It just comes out of my mouth, which is what I want it to be. It comes out straight from the head, the thought process from the brain. Yeah, that fish last night. OMG, that came with a massive bed of weed. Yeah, 3 or 4 bleeps, rod tip. You know, bottom was right at the top, rod tip was bent round. It was not moving, and I just pulled into a just solid lump. I just literally had to drag this lump in. It's just, I used to fish Rockford years ago, and I just didn't appeal to me, just dragging in fish. That's not quite what it's about for me personally. But you know, it's just me. It's just, you know, how I feel and how other people feel are completely different. You know, respect their views, respect my views, but yeah, I just don't really like doing that. So yeah, yeah. But anyway, I'll think about that. That's another thought process the rest of today. Yeah, drag that huge, great lump of weed in. Out the gun. Once I got into the bank, I wasn't really sure there was a fish in it. Really, it kicked a couple of times, 3/4 of the way in, so it gave me a little bit of hope that something was there. I just had to get my waders on and get in the water and just slowly start rummaging through this bed of weed hanging on to the fluoro leader. You know, hoping that nothing too untoward erupted, you know. Reduced that down to a reasonable amount. Eventually I saw a carp in there. Crikey, I was outside expecting a 10 or something, to be honest with you. But no, carp appeared. Which was quite good, really. Got that sort of in my net. I'm glad I had the NSR down there, because that is humongously deep now, and it floats. So I just like dipped it down, scooped it under the stuff, and it came up. And it's sort of like wandering, rummaging around, making sure everything was in the net and nothing was outside the net, and then just slowly and eventually just sort of took the weed out, and then yeah, bingo, one fish. So yeah, that was the result, really. I'm happy about that. Yeah, so 12 ounces over 30. I'm not going to argue with that. I'm happy about that. It's whether I leave a bait on that spot is what I've got to think about today, and then just decide, you know, do I that spot out there that's producing the bream, joyful, do I continue with that? What I don't want to do is go sort of any further out, or too further out with that right hand rod sort of to the right of the swim too much. Otherwise anything I get is just going to plough into a weed bed, and I'll have sort of trouble pulling that in. Yeah, obviously the further out, the more weeds you've got to go through to get there, and the less chance you are of having to get it in. So, don't know, we're going to think about that for the morning, and do some changes. But yeah, other than that, where's the sunshine? Where is that sunshine? Really did expect that sunshine. But anyway, I'm going to check the forecast now, get the kettle on, and go find the sunshine. Slightly grumpy now. It's not disaster, but it turned out to be okay, really. I was talking to the wife on the phone, and yeah, sorry. Yeah, just watched the bobbin on the right hand rod just drop back down. Not an indication at all. It's just slow enough not to set the Delcom off, which I thought I'd got it all perfectly set up. It's just not very good. So not a problem there. Popped out, picked the rod up, nothing on the end. But I noticed at that point the other rod was heading left, really. Not heading left, but sort of slightly more left than it was. So yeah, picked that up, and yeah, it was way left, and an absolute bird's nest. I don't know, well, everything came back. We're now going to get lots of bleeps like that now, because I've got to adjust the settings until I get it how I want it. If not, I'll be back on my thingy-jiggies, Fox ones by the end of the day. You know, I'm just want to cut out the false indication, but I need to pick up the slower sort of takes and everything from the fish. So catch me too, really, isn't it? Really, listen to beeps all night and get a bit of sleep deprivation. It generally means you don't perform very well fishing at all whatsoever. You know, it doesn't. You know, you can't fish like that when you're really tired. It doesn't do you any good at all whatsoever. That'll waste of time. Yeah, so there's nothing on the end. Everything came back okay, so I can only assume it was another bream that just sort of waddled off rather than a carp. I think a carp would have belted off, which would have obviously set the indicator off. But you know, I don't really like the thought of a fish just sort of being like that. To be fair, never good. You know, could have got around a good snag, and you know, yeah, got stuck there. So yeah, bit grumpy about that. Don't like things happening like that. But we've sort of tweaked everything now, as you've heard. I had a bleep already, and we're just not quite flat calm, but thingy. So I'm not quite sure that right-hand occurrence was actually witnessed that happening. So that yeah, that can't be bad. That can't be. It's just one of them things, really. I think someone just either sort of heavy line or something like that. But it's good to know the fish are coming through there. It sort of reaffirms to me that I've got to keep a bait in that position. But yeah, I will have to obviously turn the sensitivity up a lot more than it was, and so I can sort of get out there sort of have doubts about that take last night. I don't know really now. It sort of set something thinking in my mind about it. But I can't really sort of how much sort of went on. I need to process it for a little bit longer really. So well, what I've done is I've both rods ended up back in really, which is sort of what I was going to do anyway. Popped to the loo, popped to the car, came back, spombed out another 10 spombs over the, we'll call it the bream rod, because that seems to be what it is. And hopefully that might sort of rattle off the day really. The weather is still, as I said, completely the opposite of what it's supposed to be. In fact, I've now got a westerly blowing in my face with a fine mist and stuff, so that's why I'm videoing it like this, because the door's 3/4 closed, and yeah, can't see anything really, so, or anything worth watching really, apart from grey skies and miserable weathers, you know. Oh, that's good. So thing pop up from DHL, that's good. My parcel's going to arrive. I've ordered myself some the old C500 gas canisters for the winter, because the price has suddenly really come down, so it's quite good really. Tackle Tavern, I think I got them. I've nothing to do with them, but you know, if you look for them and want them, mind you, by the time this video comes out, they'll have none left anyway, because I think everyone's on the bandwagon. And I don't blame them really, especially at that price. I bought 12 cans, which should get me through the winter realistically, so that's what I really want to do. I've been thinking the winter plan of what to do, so I've got a bigger place to heat. My sort of heater I normally use, I don't think is up for the job, so I'm just going to have to be a bit more conscious of the air and the gas, and possibly use the weather to sort of heat things a little bit more. But I've got a whole couple of blue canisters that I take for camping, which I haven't used for a couple of years now, so it might be worth sort of bringing one of them, just so I can sort of have a little bit of a low heat on, which would be quite nice. I'll just see where we go really. So whatever comes around, and I've got a couple of things in the pipeline to try, so there we go. Right, I'm going to bid you farewell and not waffle on for too long, and get videoing the second part of the video, and hopefully yeah, get a third part sorted out at some particular point. I tried to upload it yesterday, but I've not enough bandwidth around here. Bit of a shame, but there we go. Right, I shall see you later, boys and girls, and fingers crossed, sort of catch a couple more carp would be nice really, won't it, really? There we go.